song. In all things I will give you praise, oh. In all things I will shout for joy. In all things, oh, my heart will rejoice in you, Jesus. Because you are walking, always walking in my favor. He make you, he make you. Esuroke, he make you, he make you, he make you. Esuroke, he make you. Oh, he make you, he make you. I didn't do it, he make you. He make you, Esuroke, he make you. Who shall separate me from your love? Oh, no death, no fear or condemnation. Not my past, not my present, or even things to come. My heart will rejoice, oh, we rejoice in you. Oh, we be glad in you. No matter what comes my way, no matter the circumstance, oh, I will be there with you. Oh, he make you, hey, hallelujah,
Amen. Hallelujah.
you don't understand,
Yes,
you don't
this
understand. Tapa, thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
God will strengthen you more to do the work you have called to do.
Amen.
There is grace in this house.
Yes,
I'm a
that's great.
testifier.
Hallelujah.
I've been waiting to testify on this great day.
Okay.
I've taken permission, Daddy, to testify. It all started 2012. I got married December 12. At a tender age, I was still schooling in Abrakadesu, studying sociology and psychology.
Okay.
I was funding my wife, school fees, I was funding myself.
Yeah.
My salary was 20,000 naira. I was working as a contractor to Department of Petroleum Resources, DPRO. I was not having a company. I was working under another company where they pay me that 20,000. But with grace, I was able to skate through. I was born from a clergy home. My father is a pastor from Christ Choosing Church of God International.
Hallelujah.
But because of the grace that has kept me this far, I've worked as a security man after my secondary school education because the church was not funding our academics. Before I started funding myself, sponsor myself to school. I got married 2012. That was when trouble started. I got married. I was doing well at the early stage. Was waiting for God to bless us with the fruit of the womb. I tried my best, but to no avail. It continued. 2014, I was having enough money to buy a land. But before then, my wife bought a land before we got married. So when the money came, 1.7 million, I told her, I said, let me go and buy a land, added to her own land. The thought came over the night. I said, no, let's develop your land so that this one they are buying and reselling, they will not sell the land. I carried the money. I bought a Toyota Corolla, direct Belgium, 1.7, and I gave her the key. I said, be using that because I was using a Vento car for my job. After that time, there was no child, no issue. We have tried all our best. I paid the gynecologist 200,000 at Venin, Dr. Agolo by name. We did all sorts of tests, not knowing that my wife was brain behind everything that was happening. Please, permission, sir. So after that time out, no issue. She has never told me this was the thing she was facing or she has issue medically. I was spending, all the money I was working then was based on medication so that we could have child. And I've never used any harsh tune of, if you don't give birth, I will get married to any other person. I didn't make mention of it. I even took an oath, I swear, I said, no woman will born for me unless you. I'll wait till the appointed time. Get to the stage of 2015, 2019, I told her, I said, I'm tired of spending money outside. I said, I'm not going to spend any money medically, traditionally. I'm not going to spend any money because we're doing English and herbs together. So I said, I'm not going to spend. I'll wait faithfully for God to answer prayers. So that 2019, we stopped. 1 month later, she came as a woman. Said, my husband, I cannot just sit down here. Things are happening. They introduced me to somebody at Jehu. We'll go there. I said, I told you I'm not going to spend any money in respect of this issue anymore. He said, no, we must go. I said, okay. He said, if he beats the bee, she will front the bee. I said, no problem. So I followed her. I took her out there. We met with the woman. The woman is a matron in General Hospital. The woman said she was having a staphylococcus that it do affect fertility. I said, okay, how much will it cost you? He said, it's 200,000. We bargained. It ended up in 150. He checked me medically. He said, I'm okay. So she placed her on drug. We were doing the drug. Before you know, she came up February 2019. Walked up to me and told me, I've missed my period. When she said she has missed her period, I was happy. I was excited. I said, so when are we going to carry out a test? He said, no, there's not going to be test. That the woman has not given a mandate for us to carry out a test. I said, okay, pregnancy, no, they hide. With time, it will tell. So I waited 3 months. I met her. I said, madam, when are we carrying out a test? He said, the woman has not given. I said, I want to see the woman. He said, no. I locked up. Get to August 2019. I met her. I said, madam, how far? It is time now. I guess this pregnancy should be counting 7 months. Meanwhile, she was under that pregnancy and she was seeing her flow and she was hiding it away from me. I was seeing the pad. I was counting the pad she do use morning and night. It's my course of study. I study human.
It's well.
She was hiding the pad. If she finished using the pad, she would throw it away across the fence because we packed to our house, which we developed at ECF from here. A four flat, 3 bedroom, 2 self-contained, and 1 2-bedroom. So she was hiding it. Each time she's on her floor, I would go to her and say, madam, more run show. She would refuse. He said, no. I said, okay. On the 1st of August, I said, madam, it is 7th month. We need to carry out test and run a scan. She said, no, that if it is scan, no way. If it is test, no way. That night, she could not sleep. She knew I was already suspecting something. I was in the parlor, sitting room. She walked up to me. After I threw that key to her, I just went to the parlor. She said, no way. I just left her. I sat down in the parlor. She walked up to me around 2 a.m. He said, my husband. I said, ma. He said, I want to tell you something. And that woman will go meet for AJU. Not be she, they treat me again. I'm paying somebody from Port Harcourt that is taking care of the pregnancy. I said, Port Harcourt, without my consent. It was sounding so strange. I was mad that night. I said, okay, how are you taking your treatment? Because by 7 months, we're supposed to do a registration in any of the hospital. I talk about the registration. She refused. He said it's the woman that is taking care of everything. She was taking drugs. Her tummy will be big today. Tomorrow, her tummy will go back. I was watching. So when it gets to, we bought baby things. She bought. I told her I don't have money to buy baby things. She bought baby things with almost 450,000. She was buying it. I didn't give any consent for her to buy all those things. I didn't add to it. I didn't add my money to the baby things because I know there was no pregnancy there.
Okay, my brother, the story is a very long one.
I will brief it.
Okay, so can you make it? Reduce it. When I want to hear story. Now story you can't hear.
Sir, it's a lesson for all.
Okay.
Please, sir.
Okay. All right.
Please, sir.
Okay.
Please, sir.
All right, so make it brief. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So that after buying the baby things, October supposed to be her delivery month. October 1st, after the Independence Day, I went out. We came back. When we came back, I was like, wife, I want to appreciate you. I do call her my treasure. I said, Sida, I want to appreciate you. Thank you very much for the gift.
So all this one, the belly never shoot out.
You know, shoot out. There was no sign. They said there is a line Here, I didn't see, the breast was still normal. There was no sign of anything at all. But I was just observing. At 8 months, I kept quiet. Okay, let's go and run scan. She refused. The month of October, after that Independence Day, I came back home. I said, Madam, it's enough. We need to run scan. I'm not seeing the movement of this baby. I contacted my daughter and gynecologist. I said, at 7 months, I'm supposed to be feeling the kicking and the movement of my child.
Yes, that's true.
Now, I'm not seeing it. There was no movement. I walked up to her. I said, Madam, I appreciate you for all these baby things you bought, but there is something you have that is bothering me. She said, what is that? I said, we need to carry out a scan. I don't need a test now. I said, this baby is not moving. Let us not pray that nothing happens to this baby. It will look as if my education is nothing. I said, let's carry out a scan. That night she flamed up. He said, over her dead body, she can never do scan. Thought about it. It was about causing violence. He said, if I insist, she will stab herself. Before she will stab herself, she will call her family members that I killed her with the pregnancy, that I'm a ritualist. So I walked outside, 12 a.m. in the night. I was sitting in the compound because the compound is fenced. I sat down in my car. I was contemplating what to do. I called the elder brother, which the man resided at Igbudu Market. I said, brother, see, you are aware that your sister is pregnant for me. I asked her to let's carry out a scan. She said, it's over her dead body. Either blood will flow. The brother said, I've given birth. My wife do carry out scan, not one, not twice. Said, okay, I will call her. Not knowing that the brother is aware what they are planning to do. She even said the woman will come to my house to deliver the baby, or they will go and deliver the baby at the brother's place. And I said, your brother is staying in a rented apartment. I have my own building. You cannot give birth to my child in a rented apartment where I have my own building. Let the woman come and do the delivery in my own house. I will be around. I will see for myself. She agreed, not knowing that she was buying baby things here. She was buying baby things at her brother's place. So that she will move down. So that October 1st, immediately I insist, everything started walking ups and down. She now knew I was aware of what she wants to do. Before you know it, on October 5th, that same month, on Sunday, I left the house. I didn't sleep in that house. She went to her brother's place, packed most of her things, and went there. She didn't talk to me. She didn't communicate to me. That was a month of delivery. Before you know, the brother's wife called me, said, your wife just put to bed 2 sets of twins. Come and carry placenta. And they said she gave birth on Thursday night. They were calling me as at on Friday, 3:27 p.m. I called the doctor. I said, how possible is a placenta going to stay from on Thursday night till around 3:27? I rejected the call. I called the woman back. I said, I'm not the father to those children. I said, and I've laid a report to Otu Jeremy police station. I wrote to area command in Ugeli that my wife is missing and is under the custody of the brother. In case if eventually they caught her stealing a baby, they should know that I was not involved in it. So I called the brother. When I called the brother, I said, look at what is happening. Before then, she was not coming to the house anymore. During that October, before they called me that she put to bed. The food I cook, I was still staying in the house alone. I was sleeping there. The food I cooked, before I came back from church, she poisoned the food. Only for me to come, the way I kept the food is not the way I made the food. My spirit just told me not to throw away the soup. In the morning, I saw the soup. There was muco growing from the soup I kept in the fridge. I was shocked because the fridge was still cold. How come muco is growing? She was the first person to call me around 5:55, early in the morning. After 1 month, she left the house to ask me, where are you? How are you doing? She was surprised to hear my voice. I was still alive. So all these things happened. When they called me after that birth, I said, okay, I denied the paternity of that children. From there, she started saying, my mother is a winch. My mother does not want me to give birth. My mother is holding that womb. I said, no wahala, no problem. He said we should come and collect bride price. I went to my parents. I told my parents, I said, look at what is happening. They said I should come and collect bride price. So he called the father so that you people sit down and collect the bride price. When he heard that my father has called the father, everything flamed up again. She called. He said she's the rightful owner of the house. That is her land. That I cultivated the house. That they have locked the door. I said no problem. Go with everything. The only thing that I left the house with was the clothes I was putting on with my credentials, my company credentials. From there, God favored me through Mr. Jude Obi, which is Mrs. Grace Obi.
Yeah.
After that time, and 1 month later, I was bought a car.
Hallelujah.
Just immediately.
Hallelujah.
Then my wife left. Mr. Jude Obi and Mrs. Grace Obi bought me a car.
Hallelujah.
Of 3.1 million.
Hallelujah.
That is a Toyota Picnic. From there, I started managing my life. I started another life. I met another woman. Before you know, she was pregnant. She was pregnant. The news went to her that she's pregnant. He said, over her dead body will any woman give birth to any child, unless I accept those children. Before you know, this same October that she said she gave birth, this same October, my wife gave birth to a bouncy baby boy.
Hallelujah.
Celebrate grace in the house.
Hallelujah.
Celebrate His grace in the house.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
That is not enough. Mama was always there for me. Papa was always there for me. There is the last call I received before the cry of the baby was heard in the ward was Mama's call. 5 minutes after that call, I returned the call back and called Mama. I said, that's the cry of my baby.
Hallelujah.
See,
Hallelujah.
let me tell you, there is something you people don't know. There is grace in this place.
Hallelujah.
There is grace in this place.
Hallelujah.
I said, there is a beautiful church in Alegba Road where the saints of God are gathering. Hear the sweet melody they are singing unto the Lord. They are giving Him praises forevermore. Sing your go-go, go-go. Sing your go-go, go-go. Your go-go, go-go. Your go-go, go-go. Akoni wakaraka, chibo, akosiri, Jehovah, akoni wakaraka.